Today I want to talk about cord cutting, and this is a tool that we use when we're doing energy work to help us sever sort of energetic ties that we create with other people, with situations, with beliefs, even objects and places at times, because we are all energetic beings, and with every single second of this experience, we are having interactions at an energetic level with everything around us. Now, sometimes we can create cords between ourselves and another individual, and these can be very positive, very loving, but they are cords of attachment, and sometimes the cords can be more negative and not really serving our greatest good. And in those situations, we might find that these cords of attachment to other people or other situations are actually draining us and depleting our energy. So it's a very positive and healthy practice to be able to cut these cords. And, if this is something that you can learn how to do, you can do it for yourself on a regular basis. And that just allows you to check in with yourself and make sure that there's nothing sort of attached to or affecting your energy field, which is having sort of a negative effect on you. Now, this is particularly pertinent because we are, as I record this, approaching a full moon in Scorpio. And Scorpio is all about elimination and letting go. And of course, this is also an eclipse, so very much about endings and releasing what no longer serves us so that we can move into a new way of being. So I'm going to explain how to cut cords. And like I said, this is something that once you've learnt how to do, you can do it for yourself. But also just for anybody that's sort of worried about this, when you cut cords with another person, if you're in a relationship with them, it doesn't mean that you're going to cut them out of your life. You're not severing the connection, you're just cutting that energetic attachment, which is draining you potentially. And if the cords are meant to be there and they are serving your greatest and highest good, they will reattach. So don't worry that you're cutting something that you shouldn't be doing. This is very much a process of having faith. So what I'd like you to do is just to close your eyes and just take a few moments to notice your breath as you're breathing in and then breathing out again. Just become very present and start to try and, if you can, tune out everything that is around you. It won't take long, so it's just a few moments of time for you. Just settling into the present moment, focusing on your breath and your body, and just coming back to this now moment. And before we begin, I'd like you to just visualize that there are roots coming out of the soles of your feet and going down through the surface of the earth and connecting with, it can be the roots of other trees that are below the earth, or there might be a crystal that lies beneath the surface, maybe even further deeper into the core, but just connecting with earth and grounding your energy. This is really important. Just allowing those roots to connect and allowing your energy to connect with the earth. And then I just want you to visualize your form, your personal form of energetic protection. It might be a bubble that surrounds you. It might be a shield or mirrors. But just whatever it is you do to set your protection up. So once you are fully grounded and protected, I'd just like you to visualize yourself standing, and around you we're going to draw a figure of 8. So you are standing in one half of the 8, and the opposite circle or part of the 8 lies in front of you. And then just setting the intention, you can say this out loud or just in your head, that the energy work you are about to do is for your greatest and highest good of all involved, and that you are doing this with love and with integrity for the greatest and highest good. And I want you to take your attention to your body and just ask. You might be able to see them, you might be able to feel them, or you might just know that they're there, but just ask your body if there are any energetic cords between you and anybody or anything else. And as you're doing this work with intention, you should be able to have an awareness of these cords. Now you may see them, you may feel them. They may be really thick and strong, or they may be thin. There may be lots of them, or there may just be one. Just see if you can have an awareness of these cords. And now you may be able to look in front of you and see who or what or where these cords are attached to. Where do they go? What are they attached to at the other end? And you may already know that you have attachments to a certain person, so you may see them standing in front of you, but you may not know who the cords are attached to. And if that's the case, you may find as you stand in front of this circle, you may find somebody pops into your mind or shows up in the circle, or there could be a group of people. Just trust that whatever you're seeing or feeling and sensing or even hearing, if you're clairaudient, just trust that this is exactly what's meant to happen, and allow it to happen. Don't get attached. Try not to feel any strong emotion to this process. Don't get angry or resentful or scared. Just observe who or what or where is standing opposite you and is attached. And now we're going to cut the cords between you. And if you remember, we're doing this for your greatest and highest good, for everybody concerned. And this will not damage the relationship. It just severs the energetic links. And it will help you to free yourself for any negative emotions or patterns or beliefs or behaviours that you're really struggling to let go of. So you can do the next process or next part of the process in a number of ways. I often work with Archangel Michael, who has a sword of protection, and I ask Archangel Michael to step forward and to use his sword to sever the cords on my behalf. But you may have your own sword in your mind's eye that you wish to use. Just remember, this is all intention and is part of a visualization. So just use whatever tool you feel is going to be right for this job to cut the cords. And they may fall away really, really easily, or they may be a little bit resistant, but just allow that. It's non-negotiable. You are going to cut them, even if you need to hack through them. And you can, if you wish, cut the cord at the other end and allow that cord to fall down. Just allow a space between you to open up, and that these cords just fall down into some sort of tunnel, and they're just sucked up by Mother Earth and transmuted into love. And at this point, if there's any wound or anything that you're aware of at the point where the cord has been cut, you can put your hand on it to heal it with light, or you can imagine taking some sort of balm or beautiful healing ointment and just covering the area with love. And the next stage of the process is just to express gratitude to the person or place or object that's standing in front of you, and acknowledge that the cords have been cut and severed, and you are releasing the attachment between the two of you for your greatest and highest good, and doing this with love. And it is important to express gratitude and thanks, even if it is a challenging relationship that you're cutting the cords with, because it's important to acknowledge that every situation that comes into our life has something to teach us and is part of our growth process. But once the cords have been cut and you've expressed your gratitude, you can let that other person, place or object go with love, and just watch them dissolve. And if there's anything or anybody else that you feel there are more cords to cut, you can repeat the process as many times as you wish. But just remember to stay grounded and protected and in your power. You are in charge of this situation. Once you have completed this process, it's a good idea just to visualize standing under some sort of shower of light or any other heat clearing sort of technique that you have, just to make sure that any residual energy or anything that is attached that isn't serving your greatest and highest good is washed away. And again, that can also go down the plug hole, the drain that you opened up before, just making sure that all that negative energy is released and washed away down into the center of Mother Earth to be transmuted. And then once that is complete, you can close the plug hole or the drain. Just scan your body quickly. Is there anything else that needs to be cleared? And if not, taking a few deep breaths in and out, you can come back to the now moment, knowing that the cords have been cut. And you should feel a sense of freedom, maybe more revitalized, and just a higher vibration all around. So I hope this has been useful. I'd love to know, if you are going to try it, how you get on. And of course there are lots of other ways you can clear your energy, with smudging, salt baths using crystals and oils, and I do cover that in my video about clearing your energy field and space. But this is a very specific technique for if you have cords with specific people or places that are not serving your greatest and highest good. It can be done on a regular basis. You can't overdo it. And if you repeat the process, you may find that relationships start to shift and transform for the better. So thank you so much for listening. I'm Louise at Spiral Bright Insight, and I appreciate the connection.